Hey guys, and welcome to another lesson of Advanced Russian for the Thinking Intelligent students. What we are doing here is that we take articles, real Russian articles aimed at intelligent Russian-speaking native population, native speakers, and you get to understand these articles close to 100%. And through that, your Russian grows and grows and grows naturally. And you also get interesting content for self-development. So right now, we are working on this article. Just look at the screen, please. Самые знаменитые долгожители России. Или какие секреты долголетия были на Руси. So the most famous long-lived people in Russia. Or which secrets of longevity were in Russia. So if you have it printed, well done to you. If you don't, please open the link below this video and make sure it's printed, please, till the next lesson so that you can underline things and you can mark and stuff like that to learn interactively. Now, last time, first of all, I'll show you the place where we are starting from. You need to find this title. Особенности русской кухни и отсутствие миграции. Last time we finished the first paragraph. Today we are starting the second one, starting with на пользу шло. Now in the first one, just giving you a background and reminding you, they talked about cuisine, Russian cuisine, that it was simple, healthy food. And then they also cooked the food. Just look at the screen, please. В небольшом количестве. What was в небольшом количестве? In a relatively small quantity. So meaning that they had свежая пища. What was свежая пища? Fresh food, right? And then they also told us, люди употребляли те продукты, которые выращивали там же, где и жили. So if you want to more detailed analysis, just please listen to the previous lesson. But people consumed those products which they grew where they lived. And in general, our last sentence was the following: к еде относились с большим уважением, так как добывать ее было непросто. So to the food, they related with big respect, because to obtain it was not easy. And new subscribers, you probably noticed that sometimes when I translate, the English is not correct. And that's on purpose, so that you understand better the Russian structure. So let's continue. На пользу шло и отсутствие миграции. На пользу шло is an expression. Actually, you can even underline на пользу шло и, because и oftentimes is also part of this expression. And it means another favorable factor was. So please underline на пользу шло и, another favorable factor was. Why? Because польза is benefit or advantage. So на пользу шло, like on advantage, went also. That is the literal meaning. On advantage went also, but in English that would be another favorable factor was, etc. Отсутствие миграции. So отсутствие, we talked about that, I think, last time, and it was the absence of. Отсутствие. Just notice that ts becomes ц. Отсутствие. Отсутствие. You do not say отсутствие. Отсутствие миграции. So the absence, another favorable factor, was the absence of migration. Людям не приходилось привыкать к новым условиям, адаптироваться к температуре, воде, продуктам питания. So людям не приходилось it means people didn't have to. That's an expression because людям comes obviously from люди, which is people. Не приходилось means they didn't have need basically. That's не приходилось. And on the other hand, приходилось, мне приходилось, I had to. Мне приходилось тяжело работать. I had to work hard. So, людям не приходилось привыкать to get used to, к новым условиям. Условия means conditions. So, look how it works together. Людям не приходилось привыкать к новым условиям. People didn't need to adjust to new conditions. Адаптироваться к температуре. To adapt to the temperature. Воде, water, продуктам питания. The products of food products. Yeah, again, now you will get this whole sentence. Людям не приходилось привыкать к новым условиям. Адаптироваться к температуре, воде, продуктам питания. People didn't need to get used to new conditions, to adapt to the temperature, water, products of feeding of food. Yeah, I think we learned питание in the previous paragraph, right? And then they continue. Люди знали, как надо жить, чтобы обеспечить себе максимальную безопасность. So, обеспечить means to provide or to supply. Обеспечить. And obviously, обеспечить себе would mean to provide for themselves, because the subject of this sentence is люди, people. And безопасность means security. So, люди знали, people knew, как надо жить, how should live. But in English, how they should live. Чтобы обеспечить себе, how they should live, in order to provide for themselves, максимальную безопасность, maximum security, or safety even. Безопасность, safety, security. Умение понимать природу, эффективное распределение своих сил, соблюдение режима труда и отдыха. Все это шло на пользу. Умение means skill. So what do you think means умение понимать природу? What does it mean? Понимать means understand. What is природа? Природа means nature. So the skill to understand nature. Эффективное распределение своих сил. Своих сил. Распределение means like sorting out or divide. I will translate here. Actually, распределение, just wait a second. I have a certain idea. I just want to check in the dictionary. Just a second. So allocation would be a good word. Распределение, allocation. So распределение своих сил. So сил comes from sila, which is power. It's like allocation of their powers, meaning they knew how to divide their energy, when to work and when to rest. That would be распределение своих сил, like allocation of their powers, of their energy. Соблюдение режима труда и отдыха. So соблюдение means following. Yeah, good word, right? Соблюдение, following, like they follow. For example, following the law would be соблюдение закона. But in this case, соблюдение режима труда и отдыха. The following of the regiment of труда. Труд means work. Of work and rest. Отдых means rest. Все это шло на пользу. So, все это means all that. And look, here at the beginning we had на пользу шло. But here we have шло на пользу. It's the same. Do you remember what was it? It means another favorable factor was. But when they say все это шло на пользу, we would translate that all that was a contributing factor or was a favorable factor. So now please see how it all works together. Умение понимать природу, эффективное распределение своих сил, соблюдение режима труда и отдыха. Все это шло на пользу. The skill to understand nature, effective allocation of their powers, following of the regiment of work and rest. All that was a contributing factor. Крестьяне без всякой техники обрабатывали землю, ухаживали за скотом, причем делали это даже в очень солидном возрасте. So, без всякой means without any. So, без всякой, you can underline it. Без всякой, without any. And so, do you remember крестьяне? Крестьяне. We had it in this article. It means peasants. We had it, I think, at our first lesson. Обрабатывали землю. So, it means обрабатывать землю means to work the land. In general, обрабатывали comes from обрабатывать, which means to process something, process as a verb. But обрабатывать землю, обрабатывали землю, that's an expression. And it means to cultivate the land or to work the land. So, крестьяне без всякой техники обрабатывали землю. So, peasants, without any technique means technical means here. Without any technical means, worked the land. Ухаживали за скотом. So, ухаживали за means took care of. It comes from ухаживать за, to take care of. So, they took care of. Скотом comes from скот, which is farm animals in general. Скот. Farm animals. So, крестьяне без всякой техники обрабатывали землю, ухаживали за скотом, means peasants, without any technical means, worked the land, took care of the animals. Причем делали это даже в очень солидном возрасте. So, причем means and in addition. And in addition, but the connotation of that is when I give some kind of a surprising aspect of what has been said, like surprising addition, basically. Like when I want to add something surprising. So that's причем. So in addition, or you can also make slash, in addition, slash, and surprisingly. And surprisingly. Делали это, they did it, даже в очень солидном возрасте. So, солидный, it's not really like solid, you know, like you have liquid, you have solid, even though I think it came from the same root, but солидный, it means a very, like, kind of respectable official person, it might mean that. But also in the expressions, like солидный возраст, in the expression солидный возраст, it means advanced age. So, в очень солидном возрасте, you can underline all of it, and you can write above that in the very advanced age. So now please see how it all works together. Крестьяне без всякой техники обрабатывали землю, ухаживали за скотом, причем делали это даже в очень солидном возрасте. Peasants, without any technical means, worked the land, took care of the farm animals, and surprisingly, did it even in a very advanced age. Very interesting. Another good sentence. И еще один важный момент. Пожилые люди всеми силами помогали семье, чувствуя свою незаменимость, значимость. So, важный, of course, you know, that's important, важный. Пожилые люди is the polite way to say old people. Like, you know, usually old is старый, right? But that's considered impolite. So, if you see an elderly person, you say пожилой человек. So, пожилые люди, old people. Всеми силами, with all their might, with all their power. Yeah, because всеми силами, всеми comes from все, like all, силами, сила, power. With all their might, with all their energy, помогали семье, helped the family. Чувствуя свою незаменимость. So, first let's deal with the vocabulary. Чувствуя means feeling. Feeling their незаменимость means uniqueness. Like незаменимость, it means that they cannot be replaced. So the quality of being irreplaceable. незаменимость. Because заменить would mean to replace. So незаменимость as a noun, it's like the quality of being irreplaceable. Значимость means significance. So please see how it all works together. И еще один важный момент. Пожилые люди всеми силами помогали семье, чувствуя свою незаменимость, значимость. And another one important moment. Old people, with all their powers, helped the family, feeling their uniqueness, like being irreplaceable, significance. Крестьянам некогда было лениться, скучать, ныть о своей судьбе. So некогда было is an expression, and it means didn't have time. So крестьянам некогда было, it means that peasants didn't have time. But like literally that's interesting because крестьянам means to the peasants, right? It's dative case. Крестьянам. So некогда было, so to the peasants, некогда means no time, was no time, right? Некогда was no time. Лениться means to be lazy. Скучать, to be bored. Ныть, to whine. Oh, like to whine, to complain. So, and судьба comes from судьба, which is fate, F-A-T-E, fate, destiny. So, let's read. Крестьянам некогда было лениться, скучать и ныть о своей судьбе. Peasants didn't have time to be to be lazy, to be bored, and to whine or to complain about their fate. So we will stop here, but first I want to read all of what we have learned today so that you can check your comprehension. I'll read it slowly, and just even if you don't get it 100%, still, don't worry. It's much better than it was before. You can always review this lesson. You can rewatch it, and then it's going to be even better. So look how it works. На пользу шло и отсутствие миграции. Людям не приходилось привыкать к новым условиям, адаптироваться к температуре, воде, продуктам питания. Люди знали, как надо жить, чтобы обеспечить себе максимальную безопасность. Умение понимать природу, эффективное распределение своих сил, соблюдение режима труда и отдыха. Все это шло на пользу. Крестьяне без всякой техники обрабатывали землю, ухаживали за скотом. Причем делали это даже в очень солидном возрасте. И еще один важный момент. Пожилые люди всеми силами помогали семье, чувствуя свою незаменимость, значимость. Крестьянам некогда было лениться, скучать и ныть о своей судьбе. Окей, дорогие друзья. Sorry. I also have my YouTube channel in Russian, so that's how I usually finish the lessons there. Okay guys, so thank you very much for attending this lesson. If you need my personal help, you have the link or email below this video. Please do not hesitate to contact me. We'll have our first lesson. We will see how everything goes with your Russian, and we will see how to help you the best way. I'm doing the first lesson. Actually, I do the first lesson completely for free, without any obligation on your part. And now, in the summer, I have more time than usual, so do not hesitate to contact me. And the meetings are on Zoom. So thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you later at the next lesson. Ciao, ciao.